beloved ones. This is Lorelei from the Tightrope to 5D Music Reactions. And if you wonder about that strange title, stick around to the end. I'm giving you a special message about this historic shift, never before seen shift, from third dimensional consciousness to fifth dimensional consciousness for the entire population. So that's pretty exciting. But first, we're going to start with a reaction to Nissa Sabian, Asyiqol, I believe. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that right. Here it goes.
Asyiqol Mustafa abshir binail almuna ya Asyiqol Mustafa abshir binail almuna.
So first of all, I just want to say I love where her setting is. Look how beautiful this setting is. I think this is in Indonesia. So let me know in the comments where exactly is this. But isn't this gorgeous? Wow. I mean, she's always so beautiful. She just looks so innocent and so precious, doesn't she? Look at her beautiful, innocent, precious face. And she's speaking words about having hope. And there's probably some context to this, like exactly what story this might be in the Islam religion or whatever. So let me know about that also in the comments. Here we go. The beautiful light has come from facing the guidance of the sunlight. Talking about a prophet, I'm guessing maybe Muhammad. And you know what's really wonderful about it is that I think every religion, the understanding of a prophet is that it's bringing the light. This one is bringing the light. Even Jesus was bringing the light. So always these wonderful beings who are of a higher level come to us and bring the light. So very beautiful. By the way, don't forget, I have some membership tiers now. You can take a look and see if any of them appeal to you. I can do a lot more of your requests in there, honestly, guys, because my hands aren't quite so tied as on the main channel. So do take a look at those. And yes, let's continue. Just her very smiling, beautiful, sort of, as I said, what's the word I'm looking for? Her face, her innocent face. It uplifts you, doesn't it? It says in here, the words is his superiority envelop us. So in other words, this one who's the prophet, let him envelop us, which is kind of wonderful as well. So, by the way, just to let you know, you should give a comment here too about what you're grateful for, because this is a perfect video for that. So give a comment about what you're grateful for and then help that to come to you. Like this one must be grateful for the beauty that surrounds her in this beautiful area. Let's continue.
يا عاشق المصطفى أبشر بنيل
is Shofas hill was shining, and those who got lower Nasab were happy, or something like that. I'd like to understand what that means. So put that in the comments too, my friends. I'd be curious to know what that means. By the way, I want to thank those of you who gave me a super thanks recently. It's really appreciated. I did thank you on one of my other videos, but thank you so much. Okay, here we go.
وطاب وفد الحنان طه الذي باللقاء قد فاز لما ارتقى طه الذي باللقاء قد فاز لما ارتقى لما ارتقى طاح الذي باللقاء قد فاز لما ارتقى دون الورى ربنا
So invested in it, isn't she? She's just so invested in it. Like, let me just go back a little so we can watch that again. How much she puts her heart and soul into this.
طاح الذي باللقاء قد فاز لما ارتقى يا عاشق المصطفى أبشر بنيل المنى يا عاشق المصطفى أبشر بنيل المنى قد رقك الصفا صفا الصفا وطاب وفد الهنا قد رقك الصفا وطاب وفد الهنا
Oh, so precious. She's just the picture of sweetness, isn't she? Holy moly. Such a sweet thing. My goodness. Ah, my goodness. So, so she talks about this prophet, I guess, ascended to the seventh heaven. Is that Muhammad? Is that what was supposed to have happened to him? So there's there's parallels here. You've got Jesus ascending. You know, he takes on what we'd call nowadays his light body, which is malleable, and he can come in and out of reality. He comes and he shows himself to his disciples and to Mary, and then he leaves again, and you know, he overcomes death, so to speak. And this is all like an ascension understanding, right? So then you have this one who ascends to the seventh heaven, you see? So there were many prophets. Let's just be very clear. There were many, many, many prophets. You know, they brought us, and they did wondrous things, and they brought us to light. So here we have another one, you know, and there's, like I said, if you could go into various religions, you'd find that there were so many. So, and now some of you say, well, if you're Christian, you know, well, that was the Son of God. Well, yes, of course. But who isn't? Who is not the son or daughter of God? Give me one person who is not the son or daughter of God. I defy you to do it, because there's not. We're all the children of God. This also was the Son of God. So now we have to put this on my scale. One being very third dimensional, fear, pain, sadness, anger, suffering. It's not that. And 10 being very fifth dimensional, love, peace, joy, bliss, fun, ease, peace, harmony. Like, this is so peaceful and so harmonious. And she looks to be in such a state of bliss. I'm sure that this is part of her spiritual practice, is connecting with this divine one, or the God, or Allah, or whomever you want to call that, because she looks so peaceful. So definitely this is pulling us up higher, without a doubt, this song. And it feels so soothing and so calming. Now, it does talk about sort of looking to another to bring you that peace, that joy, that bliss, no matter who that other one is. And typically this has been the way that we human beings have done it, and that's for sure. But that is still a third dimensional thing, because when we get to the higher vibrations, we look to no one else to find our spiritual divine power. It's all within us. It's all here. We just have to reach in and let it come out and let it express itself. And then we be the ascended ones. We be the Jesuses and the Muhammads walking around the earth. Like, imagine in the fifth dimension an entire planet of Jesus and Muhammad and all the great prophets. Imagine that. Like, that's what we're looking towards. So you need not look outside of yourself. You just look here and you find the light and the love and the divine power that you are, that we all are. So that tweaks it back just a little bit, I would say. So for this song, in terms of my 1 to 10 scale, what pulls you toward the fifth dimension, I'd say this one is like about an 8.5. It's up there, and it's very, very lovely and sweet to listen to. So wonderful. By the way, if you'd like to know a little bit about me, you can go to the About Me video on this channel, which leads you to a longer video about what I call my sort of forged in the fire of third dimension, that journey, And then also you can look in the notes and find the About Lorelei page on Patreon, which tells you some of the things that I've created that you might want to get involved with. Okay, so let's get to my fifth dimensional message. This is about the vital importance of the I am presence. Do you remember when Jesus was walking around and he was saying, I am the way, I am the light, I am the open door which no man can shut, and all of these I am, I am, I am. Well, what we didn't really understand until very recently, maybe even as early about maybe the 1930s, when Saint Germain's 33 discourses came out into the world, was when we started to realize that this saying of the I am, it was not just specifically and alone for Jesus. In other words, what Jesus was doing was when he was saying this I am, he was invoking this mighty I am presence, this mighty I am consciousness, which is literally the presence and the consciousness of God, or Allah, or whatever you call that great spirit, whatever you call that creator of everything. So we've given it this name, the I am presence, the I am consciousness, but it is the consciousness and presence of God that flows through everything and everyone and creates and creates and creates and creates and creates. And this presence came into being, well, it was in being in the great original God, prime creator consciousness, when this one finally said, I am. And realize that this one was in existence. I am. Here I am. I am. I am. That's all. I am. You don't have to say anymore. I am. I exist. I'm here. I am this. Whatever it is. This thing. Whatever it is. This create. There was no words put around it then. But just to say that I exist. The great creator said that. And then out of that great saying of I exist became the creative power. Let there be light, and creating of other beings who also were the divine sparks of God, who also had the I am presence within them. So the I am presence is within each and every individual, each and every spark of God. That includes you and me and everybody. And in each and everything, everywhere, everything is the conscious presence of God in action. And I talked about this in my last video, but I really didn't feel I got to the crux of letting you know how vitally, vitally important it is. Because this conscious presence of God in action goes about the business at all times of what it's doing. And at all times, in a world where, in its normal, let's say, state of being, how it first came about and what it was doing, it was creating everything into perfection, into wonder, into glory, into all of this. But we come then to this planet where it's a sort of a game of separation from the Creator. And now the I Am Presence is still in action and is still working at all times, but it's qualified by what we, as the divine sparks of God, think and what we say. Now you really want to get that. That's so vitally important. This presence is put into action to create based upon what we, the divine consciousness of God, each of us, the divine spark of God, thinks and says. And so this is for each individual like me and each collective, right? All the collectives, like every collective group and the entire collective of humanity. So when I say whatever I say, and I think this way about myself or the world or whatever, I literally stick that in place. Now, if you wonder how come we have the world as it is with all the chaos and the uproar and the warring and the harm and the suffering and lack and scarcity and the whole 9 yards, it's because we, each of us, with our words and our thinking, have set into place that I Am Presence to create that which we state, that which we call forth. You see, you cannot ever stop this presence of God from moving forth and creating. It is always doing that. It's just a question of whether it creates for your good and the good of the rest of the planet. And your good is always aligned with the good of the planet because, of course, divine spark, divine creator wants everyone to have wonderful lives. Of course, how would you want for your children, right? So it is always creating, and it will create for good. And that is a wonderful thing for everybody if you qualify it to create for good. If you say, I am a divine spark of God. I am the opulence of God. I am the peace and the joy and the bliss for all of humanity. I am the way, the truth, and the light. That was Jesus wanting to put in place. He wanted to be our way shower. You know, it's going to qualify for your good if you put that in place. But then, have we been doing that for the most part? Have we been doing that? Probably not. What have we been saying? Now, just ignore this I Am Presence for a minute. I'm just giving an example. We have been saying, I'm sick, I'm tired, I'm unhappy, I'm lonely, I'm sad, I'm broke, right? I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm stupid. This is what we have been saying, right? And I'm a victim, right? If you have a victim, what must you then have? You must have a victimizer. That creates a whole swirl. You cannot have a victim without having someone who has victimized the person. So we say all this crud, all this yuck, all this muck and mire, and we have said it historically for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years on this planet. Well, it was okay because we were creating this game of separation from the Creator. It was a game we played to learn, to understand, to know, to grow, to develop, etc. And so it was okay, except until it wasn't. Until we were like, okay, done with this game. I am done with this game. That's where we're at now. I'm done with this game. I don't want to play this game anymore. So now what must we do to step out of the game and to create the world up around us of love and peace and joy for everyone, abundance for everyone? What must we do? We must begin to use our divine spark of God, I Am Presence, that within and without, and the words out of our mouth and the thoughts in our head to create what we want. We must create what we want by the words out of our mouth and the thoughts in our head. So this is a challenge, I'll tell you what, to most of us, because most of us don't even pay attention to what we say. I spent 20 years looking at what I still do, but I mean, really intensely looking at what I said and seeing, oh my goodness, what a mess that is, and shifting it around. Now I mostly speak what I want, but not all the time. It's still a process. So let's put it this way. I want to change that. I have historically, nowadays, mostly spoke what I want, but sometimes I have not. You see, I'm saying that because I don't want to say that in the present tense or the future tense. I want to say it in the past tense and keep it back there where it belongs. As I speak more and more and more into existence what I want for my life, which is also aligned with what everyone really wants for their life. That peace, that joy, that harmony. And anyone who doesn't want that probably has some more learning to do in the third dimensional reality, and probably is not going to hang around with us to move up to the fifth dimensional consciousness and reality. And that's literally how we create it, by using our words and our thoughts and our imagining and putting in place that world which is now springing up around us. So, beloved ones, I want to just let you know that I'm doing the 33 discourses of Saint Germain, and they are so extraordinary. You know, me just giving you this little teeny bit of information in these 2 little videos, it really doesn't cut the mustard for what it is, what there is to learn and to put in use to be able to really, really, really drive your life forward exactly in the most wonderful way you could possibly want it. So I'm going to encourage you to join my membership tier. It's the top tier, called the Joy Ride, and that's the one where I'm reading the I Am Presence and some other things that are very empowering too. Okay, beloved ones, I'm sending you that fifth dimensional energy that we are bringing forth and creating, the fun, the joy, the peace, the bliss, the opulence for everyone, the harmony. Sending it to you now. Namaste. I honor the God in you.